Welcome everyone. Today I want to share something that every parent in the world needs to hear. We are living through a global mental health crisis. And our children, our teenagers, are at the center of it. A landmark study published in the Lancet just days ago revealed a number that shocked the entire world. 1.2 billion people are currently living with a mental health disorder. That is 1 in 8 people on this planet. And for the first time in history, the heaviest burden of mental illness is falling on teenagers, young people between the ages of 15 and 19. But today, I am not here to talk about the problem. Today, I am here to talk about the solution. I have been living with depression and anxiety since 1993 for over 30 years. When I was young, I did not understand what was happening to me. There was no awareness, no open conversations. No one to tell me what you are feeling is real. It has a name, and it can be treated. I suffered in silence for years, but slowly, with the right doctor, with medication, and with God's grace, I learned to live a meaningful life alongside my condition. I still take my medication regularly. I still visit my doctor regularly, and I have never given up. But I often ask myself, what if someone had told me these simple habits when I was a teenager? What if my parents had known? How different would my life have been? That is why I created this channel. So that your child does not have to learn these lessons the hard way, the way I did. According to the Lancet global study published in May 2026, cases of depression rose by 131% between 1990 and 2023. Anxiety rose by 158%. 1 in 7 young people worldwide is living with a mental health condition right now. And mental health services have not kept up with this crisis. Governments are not doing enough. Which means parents, you are the first and most important line of defense for your child's mental health. So let us talk about what you can do. Starting today. Habit number 1. Keep your child physically active. A major scientific study followed children for 8 full years. The finding was clear. Children who were physically active regularly showed significantly lower rates of depression and anxiety by the time they reached their teenage years. Why? Because physical movement releases endorphins and serotonin, your body's natural mood lifters, nature's own antidepressants. It does not need to be expensive or complicated. Any sport, cycling, a daily walk, anything that gets your child moving every single day. Remember, an inactive body leads to an inactive, heavy mind. Habit number 2. Control screen time strictly. Research has found a direct link between high screen time and increased anxiety and depression in teenagers. The more hours spent on phones, tablets, and social media, especially late at night, the more mental health suffers. Social media is designed to create comparison, envy, feelings of not being good enough. In a young, developing mind, this is deeply damaging. Set clear boundaries. No phones in the bedroom at night. No screens at least 1 hour before sleep. Your child's brain is still forming. Protect it. Habit number 3. Protect your child's sleep. Sleep is not a luxury. Sleep is medicine. Children who get quality, consistent sleep experience far fewer symptoms of depression and anxiety as they grow into teenagers. Regular bedtime routine is one of the most powerful gifts a parent can give. Same time every night. A dark, quiet room. No screens 1 hour before bed. If your teenager is staying awake until 2 or 3 in the morning, please take this seriously. Sleep deprivation is directly linked to depression, irritability, and long-term mental health damage. Habit number 4. Feed their brain with good nutrition. What your child eats directly affects how their brain functions. Research shows that children raised on wholesome, Nutritious meals experience significantly better mental health outcomes than those raised on processed food and excessive sugar. This does not mean perfection. It means awareness. Home-cooked meals, fresh fruits as snacks, reducing junk food. The brain needs quality fuel, and this matters more than ever during the teenage years when the brain is still actively developing. Habit number 5. Exercise together as a family. Research found something beautiful. Teenagers who exercise with their families, not just alone, but together, report better mental health, lower anxiety, lower depression, and higher satisfaction with life. Just a walk together after dinner, a sport on weekends, cycling as a family. These simple activities create two powerful things at once: physical health and emotional connection between parent and child. That emotional connection is one of the most powerful protections against mental illness that exists anywhere in the world. Habit number 6. Give them love, open communication, and a safe space to speak. This is the habit no research paper can fully capture, but I can tell you from over 30 years of personal experience, it is the most important one. When a teenager cannot talk to their parents, when they are afraid of being judged, dismissed, or compared to someone else, that silence becomes a breeding ground for depression and anxiety. Teenagers do not need perfect parents. They need present ones. Parents who listen without immediately advising. Parents who say, "I hear you," instead of "you are overreacting." Parents who create a home where a child can say, "I am not okay," without fear. Do you know what I needed most as a young person struggling in silence? Not a lecture, not a comparison, not to be told to be strong. I needed someone to sit beside me and say, "I see you. I love you. You are not alone." Parents, please be that person for your child. Nothing in this world can replace it. Habit number 7. Recognize the warning signs early and seek help without shame. Early identification saves lives. This is not an exaggeration. Untreated depression and anxiety in teenagers directly damages their school performance, their relationships, their physical health, and their well-being well into adulthood. Many adults carry the weight of untreated teenage mental illness for decades. I know this personally. Warning. Signs to watch for in your teenager. Persistent sadness lasting more than 2 weeks, withdrawal from friends and family. Loss of interest in things they once loved. Changes in appetite or sleep. Excessive irritability or anger. Talking about feeling hopeless or worthless. If you notice these signs, do not wait. Do not hope it will simply pass. Consult a doctor. Seek professional support. Getting help is not weakness. It is the most loving and courageous thing a parent can do. I have been visiting my doctor regularly for decades. That commitment to my own mental health is a large part of why I am standing here today, speaking to you. 1.2 billion people are suffering. Teenagers are at the peak. The numbers are rising. The crisis is real. But parents, you have more power than any government policy, more power than any program. You have the power of presence, of love, of consistency, of creating a home where your child's mental health is taken seriously. These 7 habits are not complicated. They do not require wealth. They do not require expertise. They require awareness and intention. And you already have both. Because you watched this video until the end, I want to leave you with one final thought. The years between 13 and 19 are the years when mental health is either protected or damaged. The way you parent during those years will echo in your child's life for decades. Make those years count. If this video helped you, please share it with even one parent who needs to hear this. That one share could change a child's life. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment below. I read every single one. Take care of yourself, and take care of your children. This video is based on personal experience and publicly available scientific research. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you or your child are struggling, please consult a qualified mental health professional.